Welcome, everyone and all marks, markettes, homeboys, homegirls. Get your drinks, get your libations, chill out, relax, and welcome to the 2DopeMarks Arena in a brand new episode of 2DopeMarks, your home for all things pro graps, ridiculousness, and all things in between. Brought to you by two lifelong fans who bring commentary to you like a country version of Jim Ross and Paulie Dangerously. To my right, that's D. I'm Brando. And as always, man, follow us on Twitter at 2DopeMarks, at Instagram on 2DopeMarks, wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple. Also, subscribe on YouTube where we go live every Thursday. We on demand all Fridays. Turn your notifications on, like us, rate us, review us, give us 5 stars if you really mess with us. 4 stars means, hey, man, you feel like Dave Meltzer more so than we are feeling like any other reviewer in the world, man. D? Whole lot of shit went on in pro wrestling this week. I feel like every time we have an episode on a Thursday, it literally transitions into something nuts happening on Friday, then Monday, and then even Sunday. We've got a pay-per-view. Like this past Sunday, TNA had Rebellion. And Trick Williams was like, "Yo, I got beef with Joe Henry for real." So they going at it, but everybody tuning in, man. We got a ridiculously intriguing show for you. You know what I'm saying? We're going over everything that happened on Raw. Sami Zayn basically saying, I will be the Rocky to this new Seth Rollins Group for Apollo Creed. Pat McAfee cutting a fire-ass promo, but apparently having a death wish because he wants to shoot the fade with Gunther.
Man,
we got Jey Uso's first, world heavyweight title opponent. We got Becky Lynch asserting her dominance as a moneymaker in whatever feud she step in. Street Profits did the damn thing in one of the best TV matches you'll ever see in that TLC match last Friday. Why this upcoming WWE Netflix show is a terrible idea. Gonna play a funny ass game of Are You Here For It? You know what I mean? Because some things we miss. We ain't want to get to chop it up because we got an hour or some time. We don't necessarily get to it. And our favorite segment, Head of the Week. But first, D, there's a topic that's been burning the internet up the last 72 hours, if you will.
You talking about that text message you sent me the other day?
I don't know. I send you a lot of text messages, brother.
That one.
Oh, yeah. So effectively, somebody put it out in the world like, hey, could 100 humans beat one silverback gorilla? And if you ain't know, the title of this episode is 1 versus 100 on the short end. And it got me to thinking, no, 100 humans are not beating a silverback gorilla. Like, I don't care what type of planning you got, because you can't use weapons. It's hand-to-hand combat. But then I thought about it. Could you come up with a list of wrestlers who could take down a silverback gorilla? Like,
yeah,
with proper history in the jet. You think they could do it?
Yeah.
Who's on your list? Now, I know the show graphic says we got
I'm not naming 100 wrestlers.
You don't have to name 100. You can name 12. You can name 10.
Okay.
Basically,
Can I go past, present?
Yeah, past, present, future. I mean, hell, 09 Randy Orton has got to be on that list.
Okay, I got a couple of them. Let me see. I'm gonna go with first and foremost. Give me Bobby Lashley.
Okay. All right.
Let's go with his partner Shelton Benjamin. Let's go with his college teammate and Brock Lesnar. What's that? 3?
That's 3.
Shit. Because I know this man. I know how this man trains. Let's go with Killer Kross. I'm gonna throw one back for you. I'm gonna go with Bad News Brown. Yeah. I'ma also go with, because I know he was fuck you up legit, the Iron Sheik.
Sheiky Baby, okay.
Sheiky Baby, yeah. Let's see who else. Rob Van Dam.
Well, okay, wait. Why are we throwing Rob Van Dam into this?
Because I'm at 35 black belt. What the hell? You know my background is in martial arts. So you noticed everybody I'm naming has trained in martial arts or some form of mixed martial arts. Everybody.
Okay, fair. All right, keep going.
What am I at 7?
You at 7.
Shit. You know what? I'm gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna go with Jacob Fatu. Let me see who else. Just because I know he crazy as hell, I'm gonna go with Hot Rod.
You're gonna go Roddy Piper.
Absolutely.
Right,
that motherfucker will probably bite the shit out of that goddamn gorilla.
It is highly probable.
Yeah,
highly probable.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah,
I see the vision. Don't worry, I see the vision. The vision.
I'm gonna throw a wild card out there, and this is just for fun, for fun and this, that, and that. But like Ernest the Cat Williams.
Ernest the. Okay.
The cat. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. We had 9. I got 3 more. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna say Andre. Andre, big motherfucker. I'm gonna go Big Cat Ernie Ladd.
You're gonna send Big Cat Ernie Ladd out versus a gorilla. That is hilarious.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go Ron Simmons.
That okay? All right. I see you're literally going with people who have been in the game
and beat motherfuckers' asses.
Yeah.
And then last, because I just know, I mean, all pun intended, because I know he's a badass. I'm gonna go Braun Breaker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I wasn't going. So my thought process, because I've seen what everybody else said. You know, I like to go against the grain.
Fair. Super fair.
And just show my vast wrestling wisdom and knowledge.
Ooh. Let's call you the Dean. Let's call you let's say, what was Shane Douglas' old gimmick?
Dean Douglas, yeah.
Dean Douglas, aka must say, or wait, you the genius now too, my boy?
You leave the Poffos out of this.
Shout to Randy though. All right, you know what? I don't even need to. All right, I'll give you 12. Fine. All right, we will go the aforementioned, yes, Brock Lesnar, of course. Again, I think you need Brock Lesnar just for the psychology of dude who looks like a white ape versus an actual ape.
The man got a sword in his chest.
I know. Again, he must say he must say if he makes that beard white as hell, it's a white ape. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Braun Breaker, because again, he's going to use Steiner math to try and use his wrestling techniques because he's going to be, again, he comes from all right, look, his family went to the University of Michigan. They all have wrestling backgrounds. So yeah, all right, give me current Braun Breaker. Matter of fact, give me 2000 Scott Steiner. Get his uncle in there.
So I'll be Papa Pump.
Get his uncle in there, because I'm pretty sure that his uncle could put that gorilla in a headlock.
Yeah, the big bad booty daddy. Pause.
All right. Give me, of course, Randy Orton got to be involved in this because
it's Randy Orton.
Of course. Also, give me 1996 Brian Pillman before the injury. Now you may ask me, why do I want 1996 Brian Pillman? You need a crash out to help.
I knew where you were going. I knew exactly.
You need a crash out. You 1000% need a crash out. For strength and endurance purposes, I need Mark Henry. I need Hall of Fame Mark Henry.
He's a silverback with it himself.
Exactly. I need Hall of Fame Mark Henry involved in this. Also need TNA Kurt Angle.
No comment.
Enough said. I need TNA Kurt Angle. And Who else would I need, man? Who else would I need? Damn, half of WCW. They just all they did was hire former pro football players.
That's true. Rest in peace to Mongo.
Yeah, rest in peace to Mongo. You know what? Give me 9-8 Bill Goldberg. Just give me 9-8 Bill Goldberg. We need sacrifices here, okay? We need sacrifices. So
ain't no sacrifice. He gonna take the whole motherfucker out.
We got strategy. We got crash outs. We have literally every person you need for a gorilla fight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need 100 wrestlers. Just need a good 20, 50. Or as Logan Paul presented to Braun himself, he was like, "Hey, do you need 50 Braun breakers to beat one gorilla?" He's like, and then Braun was like, "Yes, that's fine. We will beat him. We'll beat the shit out of him."
As he should.
I would play the clip, but I don't want to give Logan Paul the clicks. I'm sorry.
No, please don't.
Yeah, no. So that's where we at with it, man. That's where we at. I just had to pick your brain about it because I was like, you know what? By the time we get to it, we'll be the last ones on it. We might as well give our opinion on it.
Welcome to the mind of a psychopath.
Welcome. Thank you. But on to actual in-ring things in which we don't have to fantasy book. The Sami Zayn of it all, if you will, because the Seth, Braun, Paul Heyman of it, we thought that they needed another guy last week. That's what we were kind of pontificating in that. Paul Heyman is known for the Dangerous Alliance. Paul Heyman is known for solo managerial work, and mainly Paul Heyman is known for bringing on people who will fuck you up. Like 1000%. Put hands, paws, everything. Yeah, the man made Bobby Eaton a killer, dog. Bobby Eaton and Larry Zbyszko.
Beautiful Bobby.
So, again, if they do add to this group, it's not going to be somebody like, I wish it would be somebody like Carmelo. Hell, I wish it were the Street Profits to give them that super edge, if you will. But again, people don't want to boo the Street Profits. But I'm getting off subject here. So what we have,
because you actually had me thinking of a wild card. My brain was going while you were talking. Because please continue. Yeah. By the end of the segment, I'll have a wild card that makes sense.
Okay, so effectively, Sami Zayn is going to be the first quote unquote sacrificial lamb for this group. Which makes complete sense because, hey, if there's anybody on that roster, on the Raw side anyway, that is a sympathetic babyface through and through and can take an ass whooping and get you on his side and sell a feud, it is Samuel Maurice Zayn. Samuel, he can do it. And basically he just told you, I will be world champion. Now, I don't know how Jey Uso is going to feel about that because I know we boys, but you claim for my title already.
So let's think about the long term. All
right.
Somebody has to take it off of Jey. In my brain, it would be Seth. Hands down. Now, if you again long-term booking, we're not booking for Survivor Series or Money in the Bank, none of that stuff. Let's go long-term booking as far as like Mania is concerned. Would you pay money? Would you actually pay money? Would you put your butts in the seats at the Superdome next year if Seth Rollins walks into the Superdome as the WWE champion against Sammy Maurice?
So remember the month or two before WrestleMania 39, and people were basically looking like, oh, Sammy should be the one to take the belt off Roman?
I was never like that.
I'm just saying some people were. Some people were. I remember. Now, again, if WrestleMania were in Montreal,
right,
and there was like a super spot, absolutely.
It didn't make any sense because Cody had to finish the story. You finishing the story so damn much. You couldn't do that. And anybody that would have have booked that, it made sense in your head, but also common sense ain't common. So there's that.
Fair. And also, Also, if anybody's going to actually take that belt off Roman, it was Jey.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted to really sum up that bloodline feud even more, it would have been Jey either winning the Rumble, Roman versus Gunther at Elimination Chamber, and then Roman versus Jey for that belt.
I don't know about Roman versus Gunther though, only because you were still trying to build up Gunther. Remember, he was the longest reigning IC champion. So unless you're trying to do some a la WrestleMania 6 Warrior versus Hogan type shit.
I mean, that's technically what. Oh boy, if Dwayne and Ari Emanuel didn't, okay. If the TKOification of the WrestleMania 41,
here come a crash out, y'all. Here come a crash out.
If the TKOification of the WrestleMania 41 build didn't happen, we probably get WrestleMania 6 in terms of Cody being a face, John being a face, and the heel turn happening at Mania.
I say in the past, let's say since the Bloodline story started, right? As being a wrestling fan for 40 plus years, I've seen all phases of booking. You've seen the quick, fast, and the hurry. You've seen the long-term storylines, this, that, and the other. Like, I love what they did with Cody and Roman. I loved it because it told a long story. And it kept you watching. Now, let's be clear on something. A lot of people were pissed off the first time Cody lost. But I think I might be the person in the room, the one person in the room said, I'm glad he lost.
Oh, no. You're not the only person who's glad he lost, because Cody at that point hadn't lost anything.
Facts.
Like he literally, if you were going to build somebody up, it's almost like the NBA, right? And almost if you kind of look at the Timberwolves this year, right? We'll use that for an example. The Wolves for the last few years have bumped their heads into something, right? First time they bumped their heads was going up against Ja Memphis. Second time they went up against Denver, right? Denver got them boys out in 5. Last year, Ant said, nuts to all that, take out my favorite player. Boom, he gone. Rudy Gobert hits a turnaround jumper in Jokic's face in Game 7. Boom, got the Nuggets up out of here. And then ran to a superior team in Dallas in terms of the matchup, right? This year, the Lakers got thrown out the building in 5, and Ant's like, and so? Ant-Man, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
That's why I said if you want the long-term booking, you show Sammy, it is. So this is, remember how you just said a few minutes ago that they thought they needed a third man?
Yeah.
You got to think about, like I said, long-term booking. They weren't going to present no third man this past Monday.
Third man is all right. Third man.
If anything. Thank you. That's my point. Point. Third man comes to Backlash, and they get Sammy up out of there. That's fine. That's cool. But Sammy, the what do you call him? The underdog from the underground. That man gonna be back. I see Sammy winning the Chamber. I see Roman winning the Rumble next year. That's just the way my brain is moving. And if that happens, I hope it happens, then Sammy will probably be the biggest underdog probably to win the title since, I don't know, maybe Daniel Bryan WrestleMania 30. Because I knew Kofi was winning.
See, and that was the other thing about Jey winning last at Mania. It was a foregone conclusion. It was anticlimactic because you knew. Same way with John Cena. You kind of knew, right? Much like Mania 40 last year with Gunther versus Sammy and Roman versus Cody. I think what they're doing with this group with Seth, Braun, and Paul is that basically they're using Seth and Paul as the negotiators. Like, look, brother, like, we don't want to have to go through this. Otherwise, I'm sick of my man's on you. And he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He liked whooping your ass. Matter of fact, he still enjoyed whooping your ass to take the IC title off of you.
Facts.
So again, like, this is somebody who I like the way they're playing it. I do 1000% like the way they're playing it.
Mhm.
I think building Sammy, if Sammy's a long-term in game for Mania in New Orleans, then I can see it. You can make it happen in a year.
You know what happened? You know what happened? You know where WrestleMania 30 was?
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's kind of and Sammy's long overdue. He's long overdue. He's long overdue.
He's the
So
probably the there's nobody else that I can think off the top of my head, and please feel free to let me know or tell me or correct me that after Jey deserves a title more than Sammy. There's nobody before him. Nobody.
Nah. I would have said KO, but the way they booked that
KO
feud
done
with
had,
him,
but you got to remember, KO done had titles already. He done had the heavyweight championship before, the Universal Championship. He's had it. Sammy
and also
just
carrying
got
around
his.
the wing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you got to remember, Sammy won his tag team title, and he won his IC title. It's only one thing that's left.
Yeah, and actually, that'd be kind of fire if you think about it. Wouldn't he be like the first person to basically win the Triple Crown via WrestleMania?
I believe so. I would not be surprised. Yes, and listen, I think so. Yeah, listen. My brain's spinning.
Yeah. I mean, again, I can see it, and also if you're trying to build up Seth Rollins as the big bad mastermind of the whole shit, then yeah, he's gonna have to take the belt off Jey.
He's like, you would do that. I would see a SummerSlam, I would see a SummerSlam, or probably, or if they don't have like a big faction feud, or they go unless they don't go back to like the not War Games, but what was
the
like
traditional 5-on-5 or the
no, you know what I'm talking about when they did what they had. Yes, the Battle of the Brands, that whole shindig. Like, unless you go back to that, I don't know. I mean, but you got to stick with War Games. Why? Because it's the reason why Survivor Series is actually back at the hierarchy of what it is for the Big Four.
Yeah. There's so many ways they can go with this, and that's the beauty of it.
I'm looking forward to it. We got plenty of time to talk about the shit for a whole goddamn year.
We do. We definitely do. I also think that in a long ways, like the way they're slow cooking this, they have to cooking this like some good roasts. You know what I mean? And basically how they're trying to reheat Gunther and get his aura back is trying to make him like, look, I will kill anybody who disrespects me. And since I can't put my hands on Michael Cole, I'll put my hands on Pat McAfee. Now, for all his warts and all of his issues, Pat McAfee is still a hell of a promo. Pat McAfee can go in that ring, as evident by his feud with Adam Cole back in NXT during the pandemic, and his 2 appearances at WrestleMania and also at SummerSlam. But the man dropped more F-bombs on Monday than anybody else. I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins like you. I'm like, wait, we can do that?
That shit sound like an episode of 2DopeMarks.
It did, because he said he was a loyal motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Which I am too. I am loyal too. To which I also say that, hey, Pat gonna die. If this is how we get Pat McAfee if this how we get Pat McAfee back to just,
Pat
getting
McAfee
ready for the summer.
Pat McAfee might be on a fucking breathing tube. Yeah, he might be on a fucking breathing tube on Raw and his show. Gunther gonna beat the shit out of him. He gonna give him a good match. He gonna give a entertaining match.
Oh yeah, but Gunther gonna engage.
Gunther gonna beat his ass. We about to have a 2DopeMarks wager between everybody watching and us two. How many fucked up bumps is Pat McAfee gonna take from Gunther next Sunday? Next Saturday?
Boy, that man's chest is about to look as red as the back of my chair. That's how it's gonna look. It's gonna be good.
Pat McAfee got kids.
Yes, he does.
Daddy got his ass whooped to make sure you go to college.
I mean, them kids was already going to college per se, but
He might go to Harvard.
they might, but I think this way is just making Gunther a killer again, basically putting him up against announcers and making the most like the easiest to pick on. That's one way to do it. Is there anybody else you'd want to see Gunther face? Because again, like the man had a great all-time reign as IC champion, had a as Jay-Z would put it, a little so World Heavyweight title reign. Like, how do you rebuild Gunther?
So right now, I feel like they're rebuilding him as a bully, and that's the only way to build him without a title, because the people who have the titles right now, or the relevant titles right now, are the ones that need it or we want to see have it. So you have to kind of rewind yourself back to what he was when he first came on the main roster, because he had to get rid of that NXT title, but then he had to work his way up for the IC title. You got to build him at one of like the baddest motherfuckers ever. So I don't know, bro. Like it's that's the only way. But I don't see, or I can't think of any heavy player that within you have what paper we got. Backlash coming up. We got Money in the Bank coming up. We got
whenever they go to Saudi.
Yeah, they got the Riyadh joint. Don't they got Austria or Perth or something like that? They going back to Perth, right?
I think it's like the end of the year, but yeah.
Yeah, but you got all these PLEs coming up, and he's gonna have to destroy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like he gonna have to destroy motherfuckers. I don't know who I don't know who relevant he gonna destroy that has a title, because you're not gonna put him against Dom. You're not gonna put him against Jacob.
Nah.
Like, I don't know who else to put him against relevant to actually do, unless he actually. I got one for you. I got a thought though. Gunther's on Raw, but isn't Roman on Raw too?
Technically, he's a floater, if you will. I mean, if that's how we get Gunther Roman, fine.
Because what you gonna do? You're not gonna put Punk against Roman, because they both got their ass with Mania.
Then and they got their own issues with Seth and
absolutely.
And
so the only person
Roman took his PTO for the month. So hey,
that's what I'm saying. You bring him back against Roman. I mean, you bring Roman back against him, and Roman gets his ass whooped.
Or you play on to the fact that Punk called that man out when he was still a champ, and you make that happen. Because again, if there's anybody who can make shit out of a terrible situation or a weird situation, it's CM Punk. So I would say Gunther versus Punk more than Gunther versus Roman, like in the intermediary. You know what I'm saying? In the immediate.
Yeah, I just have an issue with him against Punk, because Punk been everybody's like redheaded stepchild since he been back. Everybody been fucking with Punk.
I mean,
Paul Heyman done shit on him. Who else? He done been hurt like twice. Like that man been going through like a bad divorce since he been back. Like, you gotta give that man some way of shape, form, of hope or something to do something. That man's best match or happiest moment is when he beat Drew.
Facts, and that was built off hate.
That's what I'm saying. But then when he fought Seth, he was getting his ass whooped, and Roman interfered. So I don't think Punk needs to be the person. It got to be Roman. It got to be Roman. It got to be the tribal chief.
All right. Only reason why I say it should be Punk is because if you're doing the John Cena versus his road gallery one last time, and you get Punk versus Cena, you get Punk versus Cena. Yeah, you get Punk versus Cena, Money in the Bank into a dome. But you have to have him. You have to have him versus Gunther first.
What did Punk win his first title at?
The first one?
His first,
the first WWE,
not,
first WWE title was Money in the Bank.
I know.
That's why I booked
you
it
see
there.
What you see what I did there.
That's why I booked it there. That's why I booked it there.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. One last point on this, man. Do you think Gunther's the face in the situation because people want to see him beat the shit out of McAfee?
I don't know. Pat McAfee has to probably have to. He's a walking promo, so Pat McAfee has to do something really, really fucked up. Like he's gonna have to slap the shit out of Michael Cole or something because people rock with Michael Cole, like for real. I don't know. He's gonna have to like put Michael Cole in a noogie or something. I'm being honest. You gotta make sure Pat McAfee's a complete like that man be on top of the table. Yeah, this first thing came up brain, bro.
I mean, basically, if you just like if he eating during a Jey Uso entrance and you just knock him off the table
and you close and knock his old ass off the table, and you have him there with Joe Tessitore. What Joe Tessitore is the announcer dude. But how does that make Gunther the face?
Because for whatever reason, people enjoy seeing that man beat people up.
I enjoy people watching people get beat up, period. But
I mean, Gunther different, dog. People enjoy watching that man inflict violence on people. And they especially did you hear the crowd cheer?
But you gotta I hear you. But we saw what Gunther looked like when the crowd was cheering him. What's that post Mania? I can't remember if it was post Rumble or something. And he still did those heel promos. He was like, I don't give a shit about y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm still gonna beat y'all favorites' asses. And he did it. I don't think Gunther's ready for a face turn. I don't think he's ready. And I don't even know what that looks like.
Oh, I'm not saying it would be a face turn. I'm merely saying like people are going to cheer him beating up Pat McAfee. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of Gunther, one quick thing. Do you think 100 musty fans would beat one wrestler?
Yeah, with their armpits, the back of their kneecaps, their dirty laundry, their hair smell like a wet dog, their breath smell like old hot dog water. Yeah, they'll beat the shit out that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's an unfair fight.
He might get. Look, all you gotta do is have one of them dudes or whoever run past him. You know how you have somebody walk past you real fast and you get the whiff.
Yeah, that's an unfair fight.
Game over.
That's an unfair fight. Speaking of Gunther's WrestleMania opponent, here's my schedule's out. Okay, cool. Sorry, real life happened. My fault. My bad.
He has a job, ladies and gentlemen. He has a job.
Real life happened. Yeah. Okay, cool. A lot of it is summertime is literally doing a whole bunch of shit for the NBA Finals. All right, cool. Basically, Jey Uso's first opponent for the World Heavyweight title is going to be Logan Paul. And we can make this shit real goddamn quick. Like, I knew this was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The Professor Nick Harrison said this was going to happen. Like, one of these days, that boy's going to be going up against for the world title, and it's going to happen that he is going to win that thing. He ain't going to win it right now. But if you want to put even more eyeballs on Jey Uso and give him somebody that they really want him to beat,
I think he's
Logan Paul's the answer.
I think he's the right one. I agree with that. I think he's the right one. He's the bigger name. He just came off a WrestleMania win against one of the biggest stars in WWE, a legend in AJ Styles. Yeah, he's the right one. And people they're also going to bring light to Jey Uso as champion because there are people who just watch wrestling when Logan Paul is on TV. So for that,
sadly,
I'm cool with it. Yeah, I'm cool.
Sadly.
I'm not quite. I might be the elephant in the room, but I like Logan Paul. I actually like him.
You see my face?
Yeah, you look like you got some allergies or some pollen strong in your house.
Nah, thankfully, pollen ain't beat my ass this year. Thankfully.
No, I say that because he's the one celebrity, and again, quote me if I'm wrong. When he comes into the ring and he gets in the ring, he shows up. He shows up from a promo standpoint, from a build-up standpoint. I think his worst, to be honest with you, his worst like build-up for a match was him against AJ at Mania. But yeah, and then he goes and he delivers.
Yeah,
he sold me at the Rumble a couple years ago when him and Ricochet.
Oh, him and Ricochet.
And after that, I was like, yeah, he got it. He got it. He got it. He got it. And then he verified with that pulverizer. That pulverizer funny as shit. I love that joint.
Yeah, that's a funky ass finisher.
Yeah, that joint straight.
Yeah, I think. Look, this is better than Daniel Bryan facing Kane as his first defense.
Who?
I'm sorry, Mayor Glenn Jacobs of
Knoxville,
Knox
Tennessee.
County, Tennessee. It's not Knoxville, it's Knox County, thankfully.
Sidebar. Why did I go on YouTube today, right? I watch a lot of YouTube. And you know, all the wrestling content creators. No disrespect to none of them, but it was one particular, I ain't gonna name them names. But I just happened to go on there. And you know how people go to like WWE World or Access back in the day. And I'm going to meet such and such. I took a picture with such and such. You know, this, that, and the other. And this one kid, because I know he was a youngin', said, yeah, I'm going to meet Kane. I'm so excited. And I'm like, what?
That kid got a fire fetish, huh?
And he wasn't he was of a certain ethnicity that folks would not think he was.
So he wasn't part of the people caught in the middle of the John Cena, Cody Rhodes 18 to 34 demographic heavyweight championship of the world?
No, he wasn't an alpaca.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't. And I'm like, dog, what are you doing? You spent your money on Kane? You know you can call the mayor's office in Knoxville and say, hey, how you doing? I'm a big fan. It's free. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, man.
I digress. It really, literally, it just happened like right before we started setting up for the show. And I just had to share that. I had to.
I feel for that man. Honestly and truly. That's his get down. That's his get down.
I think he was in that 18 to 27 demographic.
Okay, if he was 18 to 27, that means
he'd still live with his mama or his grandmama.
No, that means his first idea of Kane is Kane without the mask. Think about it.
With the cul-de-sac.
Jesus Lord, the youth, man, the youth. I have to shake my dreads out for that one. Good Lord.
I mean, this is another topic for another situation with the folks who run the wrestling world or who are integral or are heroes in the wrestling world that don't necessarily rock with a certain color in the 64 Crayola.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Next topic.
All right. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and rock with people that are in that 64 color. So we talked about this last week per se because we knew the TLC match was gonna happen. We argued a little bit about whether should the TLC match be on Mania. And real quick, man, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins put on, as I say, the best tag team match for free TV that I've seen in quite some time. Last Friday. Now, they went out there and said, hey, you gonna leave us off of Mania? I bet. Showed everybody. Do I think that this match would have been on the Mania card 30 minutes uninterrupted? No. Unless you chopped off Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano and you chopped off Come on, there's one more match that's on that Mania card. I was like, I can do without it.
The New Day.
And you just scrapped. You just okay. All right. So we scrapped.
No. That's the first thing that came to brain.
So you swapping one tag match for the other one. Now,
no. It was genius for me because SmackDown is 1 hour without commercials, and you gave for free TV based on what cable service you got. The CW ain't for everybody.
They on USA, dog. They ain't on CW no more.
If you ain't got cable because it's too expensive, I feel you. I mean, it is what it is. But I guess I'm cool with that because now you're on. You didn't have to go to WrestleMania or you didn't have to subscribe to Peacock to watch that match. Like you just turned and said, "I'm gonna watch wrestling," and you got 3 of the best tag teams in WWE for an hour free, like it was a PLE. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, like again, they made it work. You know what I'm saying? Do I think if they would have had that match at Mania, it would have stole the weekend and been up there with Bianca, Rhea, Io as the match for Mania weekend? Yes, I believe that. That being said, the alternative of them not necessarily getting that Mania spotlight and doing another ladder match for the second year in a row, and instead giving them 30 minutes for a hot crowd in Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to old buddy who gave Montez his prosthetic leg to use as a weapon. Shout out to Montez using black ingenuity, climbing the inside of the ladder.
I have a
to get the win.
I wonder if old boy was. I wonder how long old boy was hopping while he had his leg.
It had to be like 12 seconds. It wasn't that long.
I mean, quads is crazy. That man quad workout is crazy.
Has to be.
I hate leg day.
I don't hate leg. I used to hate leg day, but there's a variation of legs that I hate. It's called lunges. I hate lunges. I hate Bulgarian squats. Have you done a Bulgarian squat?
Yeah, with the new ACL and it's ass.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some shits is like nah. Some shits is like nah. Yeah. But again, give the prostate flies. They're literally showing you with this tag run, like yo, like they're in their era now. We had the New Day era. We had the Usos era. We're in the Profits era right now. And you got Fraxium coming, who are on SmackDown now. They debuted. They are going to be a problem. I can't wait to see Profits versus Fraxium. I can't wait until the Gorillas of Destiny are both healthy. And we get God versus the Profits for like properly get God versus the Profits.
Hey, shout out to my brothers. Let's go. Listen, talk a little. I can't wait.
Cannot wait. So basically, the tag division on SmackDown is cooking with gas. Tag division on Raw need a little bit more work.
Let me ask you a random question. In a draft, in the draft, whenever it comes up, I don't know if we have the exact date yet. But what tag team would you send over to Raw to be an integral force or compete and try to make it interesting?
It might be Motor City if I think about it. Really, if I think about it real tough, Motor City. Because you have so SmackDown already has Los Garza. Giving them Ray Phoenix so you can have the Lucha Bros is a cheat code, and I'm not ready to get that one just yet.
Not yet.
Although it feels like we getting the Lucha Bros versus American Made tag match coming down the road because Penta mentioned Ray Phoenix and the Lucha Bros on Raw Monday, so I'm like, ooh wee. It'd probably be Motor City Machine Guns because you kind of need another face team. But I think you also need a team that has a little bit of edge to them and also can make the crowd pop because you got MODOK and Finn Balor. You got
hold on for the crowd. You said who and Finn Balor? Because I need you to explain for those that lack Marvel history.
Wait, you mean Jughead and Finn Balor?
Be more specific.
I
need you to talk about the head of the class, Hetty Murphy.
Head
Sanford.
Head
Savage. No, Hetty Bridgewater. I need you to talk about.
JD McDonough. Yes.
Thank you.
AKA MODOK. Yes. You got that aspect of Judgment Day. You got War Raiders. You got the New Day.
Mm-hmm.
You got American Made you got American Made, American Alpha, however you want to play it. Yeah, I mean Creeds, basically. You got the Creeds.
No, they can wrestle. I think they're the best. They're the best pure wrestlers on the lineup, but they're ass. Like they build up his ass. You got a whole man with a. Hey, Jermaine. Hey, bro. You asked for that, but I appreciate that.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. You got the Creeds, man. You got teams, but it's just like it's a man I guess situation.
So the SmackDown, like you said, the SmackDown division the SmackDown brand has the best tag team division.
Facts.
And you can't put mayonnaise and horseradish and make it a team. Because that's what they do.
I even use the word. See, you use mayonnaise and horseradish. I actually broke my rule. I don't even want that as a sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. But that's what WWE has been doing in the past. They've been putting those random folks together and think it's actually going to be a delicacy. It don't work like that.
Nah,
it don't work like that at all.
Nah. So who you sending over?
Me and you. Like for real.
We are not Doug Funny and Skeeter Valentine, the goddamn tag division, dog. We can't do this.
Did you just call me fucking Skeeter Valentine, motherfucker?
You the tall one, yes, you Skeeter Valentine.
Hey. All right, you know what? We're gonna put that on a t-shirt. 2DopeMarks, Skeeter Valentine.
Skeeter and Doug, man.
Skeeter and Doug.
Again, because Skeeter Valentine was a black man. You say you ain't really like Skeeter.
Nah, Skeeter Valentine was blurble.
Just say it. I'm just saying.
Hashtag Doug Funny and Skeeter Valentine. I'm with it.
AKA Doug and Skeeter. Ain't the tag team champions of the world.
Hey, the tag team champions of the world.
Skeeter Valentine.
Yes. Nah, I don't know. Like just to be realistic, I really don't know. Like it's skim. It's very, very skim. Fraxium has been teasing moving up for a long time because the past 3 stand delivers, they've been the champions.
Yeah.
So like they were due up. Hank and Tank. I mean,
you know what? We're gonna share Jermaine's. We're gonna share Jermaine's article. Give us 1 second. We're gonna do that shit live.
Yeah, do that. But yeah, this is going back to what I was saying. Like for real, it's a situation where, like, the tag team division is pretty much you're pairing people together. Mm-hmm. So
the unlikely duo of, and that's
but it works sometimes, a la Fraxium. So I don't have anybody right now that will actually. I don't have anybody that will actually be like, I'd say move up or be on the main roster and make it work. The closest team, maybe Los Garzas.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the closest I can do it. Like from a wrestling, from a psychology standpoint. Hey yo, shout out to my man Jermaine. Like, check that man out. Like, that man cooking.
1000%. Yeah, man. I think. How do you fix the damn tag division? It's so. I mean, you kind of already have it started with, you know what I'm saying, bringing Fraxium up, but to make Raw just as important as SmackDown, you need more teams. And this New Day heel turn, while cool.
The women's tag team division better than the men's.
Yeah, and they broke our girls up. They broke Metaphor up on Tuesday. I know how you feel.
You see how my drink is darker right now?
Uh-huh.
That's because those my babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's my babies. I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what though? You know what it reminds me of?
A WWE studio production. This is the braid of our lives.
Why they always trying to break our people up? You feel me,
man? hey, man. I got all the questions. All the questions. Metaphor ain't need to break up just because Noam Dar came back, dog. They ain't need to happen. It didn't need to happen.
It's the light skins, man. The light skins be breaking folks up. You feel me?
I to quote Outkast on Kim and Cookie. I feel you, but still, we ain't need to do all that.
We're not breaking up our people. Stop it.
We ain't need to do that.
Stop it.
We ain't need to do that. But
Jakar, I love you.
Again, it happened, right? It happened. But let's focus, man. Let's focus because we gonna be pontificating and just raining down.
You gonna stop with these damn SAT words.
I mean, we need some restitution, all right? We do.
Okay, T.I.
I mean, expeditiously, partner. You understand? I'm just trying to say before you get over the Bankhead and get over the West Side. No, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. Let's reel it in. Yeah. I'll reel it in.
All right. I need you not to tap into too heavy.
I mean, look, I just need to if I get a fitted for a size 8 fitted and cook that motherfucker about 45 degrees to the right.
I did that. I did that in Vegas.
Oh man. Okay. Speaking of Vegas and speaking of money. So remember how last week people was complaining about Becky Lynch being Becky Hogan? I'm sorry, Becky Balea, Becky Terry, if you will. And how we told y'all that shit was misguided. Everything has a point. That woman came back. Now the women's Intercontinental title means something. Lyra Valkyria has actual heat behind her. That feud, that match is gonna cook at Backlash. For all intents and purposes, hey, sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up. Because again, Becky laid out her rules, her rules and her reasons. Again, I do feel a way, and I said this last week. I'll say it this week. Bayley needs to stop being so goddamn humble about her credentials in this game. She's a Grand Slam champion for a reason. She is arguably the main woman that's going to be like, yo, you new in this business. I'm going to show you the ropes. I'm going to help get you over the whole 9. But we also understood that the goddamn women's Intercontinental title needed some heat on it. And Becky Lynch saying, look, why the heck should I be friendly with Bayley? I'm gonna say when Bayley had damage control, whose ass was they whooping? Mine.
What did Punk tell Cody?
I ain't here to make friends. Oh, I ain't here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
So when it comes to that, like Becky is doing what she gotta do. that baby got a baby. Yeah, man. So Becky got to do what's best for business, just like her husband. Doing what's best for business.
Absolutely.
Get the money. King Troy, we saw what King Troy looked like in his bag when he made sure that Becky and Seth had their fits cooking.
And that 13, you see that 13 grand on that coat from Monday? Bruh.
I'm about to sell pork chop dentist or something because I'm trying to get a King Troy fit. Like for real.
Yeah, we know exactly what you need that King Troy fit for.
Oh man. Oh man. You know what? I love what Becky doing, but also too, we see what Charlotte has done before. Out of the 4 horsewomen, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Like out of the 4 horsewomen, we knew what Charlotte had with her dad, but Charlotte said, "Fuck that, I'm gonna beat me." Yeah. And you see it in the look, you see it in the confidence, all of that.
Yeah.
Let's go to my second, and then my Arn Anderson. Actually, no, I don't think she's my Tully Blanchard in the 4 horsewomen. Sasha, Monet, CEO, whatever she want to be called, last Tuesday. She's doing the same thing. She's in the ring and crazy with it, but she cooking. Bailey's the only one Bailey's the Barry Windham, Chris Benoit. I'm trying to think who else was there. Dean Malenko, the optional. I need Bailey to be. I need Pat. Hold on. Let me get a mic ready. I'm gonna look at the camera.
Okay.
Pamela. Come for everything you deserve.
Do you want me to get ISO? I get ISO.
Come for everything you deserve.
Oh, that's me. Hold on.
That's you. I don't look like you.
No, you don't.
Like you.
No, you don't. But you look there. Hold on. There you go. Run ISO.
That's me. That's
you. That's you. Run ISO.
All right. Pamela, go come for everything you deserve. Go get your bread. Like, what we doing, baby? Like, you're the best one out of all 4 of them. I know you want to be nice. That's cool. But everybody ain't for you. And the ones that are for you, going to be for you. And you still going to cook. And that's okay. Zoom out, cameraman. There you go.
All right.
I'm done.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. Look, again, because I can say it just as well as you can say it. And that is, quite frankly, Bailey is the glue to the entire
Absolutely.
Because now, guess what? When Bailey comes back, you got a ready-made feud with her and Becky, and that was already a ready-made feud due to Bailey being the heel in this situation. Now the roles are somewhat reversed, so it's gonna be the man, big time Bex versus the role model. Here for it. All right, let's speed this up a little bit, man. So we got John Cena versus Randy Orton coming up at Backlash in St. Louis. Randy and John's first interaction was basically Randy telling that man to go get him some cut. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure John does that. He's married. He doesn't need kids to. I mean, the guy who owns the record for Make-A-Wish, granted, he don't need the sympathy and empathy. So basically, and you know what? I will shout out my brother's the first black champ, JR and Camp, who said this pretty much. Since John Cena turned heel, the main person who can go back and forth and actually make sense of all this shit is John Cena. Every single one. So basically, I need everybody, if you are in a program with Jonathan Renault Cena, just go ahead and just like, yo, all right, John, this is what you're doing? I bet. Okay, cool. I'm following what you're doing. Because in order for this to work in this meta-ass heel turn, because I'm pretty sure John Cena's way of ruining wrestling is to be the most meta, fourth wall breaking champion we've ever seen. This man is going to be Larry David to the shit. Think about it, right?
I'm already there.
You're thinking about a dude who is coming up no Titantron. It's just him. He still feels the need to be put over, so he gets the ring announcers like, nah, you got to give me my proper respect as a for an intro. He already knows that the crowd's gonna cheer for him no matter what, so he's gonna go keep calling him fickle because again, the crowd don't know what the hell they want, really.
Like, bro, like I'm getting a headache because it reminds me of somebody.
Who it reminds you of?
Terry with the NWO turn.
See,
it reminds me of so much of Terry.
And
for those who don't know, Terry is Terry. Do your research.
Yeah. But again, for this to work, like I don't need Randy telling people like, let's say, how could you do this to us after everything we've been through? Like, brother, you tried to kill me, and you punched my father in the head in my face. You tried to electrocute me during an Iron Man match. You talking about everything we've been through? Sir, you ain't got no room to talk.
They got no problem. I don't see no problem with it.
No room to talk. Is the match gonna go? Yeah, I mean, it probably may be better than Cody and Cena at WrestleMania, only because like everything's far more defined.
We know we know who won this shit. We know.
Yeah, that's also that's also kind of a foregone conclusion.
And so I'm not excited about it.
Look, for this, it's a nostalgia match, 1000%. It's a one more time, this time with the roles reversed type of situation. You know what I'm saying? I can't really like knock it. I can't really hate on it.
I don't want no parts of this shit. Like I'm gonna cut it off before.
So I'm gonna bring up something, and you might want to end the show early.
Oh shit.
So how you gonna feel when somebody at TKO gets the bright ass idea to say, hey, let's get Travis Scott in an actual match? Get him in a tag team match, him and John versus whomever. I'm not saying put Bad Bunny in it, even though a lot of people have thrown out Bad Bunny and Cody Rhodes as a tag team or something like that. But how are you gonna feel when TKO makes that call?
I'll probably be on an island somewhere. On a bar. I'm be somewhere where I don't have to watch it.
Good. Because look, man, I ain't trying to be disrespectful of the city. You know what I'm saying? Because again, Travis Scott is from my city, he's from my hometown. But I want to see that man wrestle. Like Bad Bunny's already set the bar as outliers from music to pro wrestling.
You know what? Bad Bunny ain't set the bar. Logan, I mean, you got Logan Paul.
I said musicians.
Oh, musicians. I stand corrected.
That's their musicians. Celebrities, I mean, Logan Paul kind of already takes the cake because he's been in more matches and is actually he's on the freaking roster page.
I need that to be on what's the thing they got on YouTube? Evolve?
Evolve?
Yeah, I need to be on Evolve.
You want a Travis Scott tag team match to be on 2Dope? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that's not my problem. I like quality over quantity.
All right. I'm just saying.
Listen. I live in my truth. I don't want to see it. I don't.
All right.
I don't want my kids to see it. Like, and you know, listen, Dom is a hell of a. He loves Travis Scott, and he just got back into wrestling. And so, if he see Travis Scott wrestling, I don't want him to think that anybody can do anything. It don't work like that in this world. It doesn't. Not for us. Am I wrong?
You're not. I just, again, they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it in the same vein. Yes, Jermaine. I may live East Coast, but yes, I am Mo City, Texas, born and raised. E.A. Jones, Ed Glover Elementary, Mo City Middle School, Thurgood Marshall class of 06. All of that.
The crazy part with your man is my sister's from Mo City too. Like that's what made that's the common denominator with me and B.
Yeah.
Like my sister's from Mo City as well.
Yeah. So 2234, the Shipleys right there. I'm talking about the Wells Fargo Bank all the way on the opposite end of 2234, where Al Green, Congressman Al Green work out of. All that.
Can you stop giving all your information live on TV?
These are landmarks.
I know that, but then I mean, got to bring out the blicky.
Ain't nobody coming for me, Otis. Ain't nobody coming for me. But you know what people are going to try to come for? They're going to try to come for this new WWE show, Doc. So, like, the WWE's whole game really is documentaries, right? Like, we saw a pretty dope documentary on WrestleMania 9 leading up to WrestleMania 41. You know what I'm saying? Their series digging into, like, comebacks, certain matches. I'm cool with, right? However, this WWE Unreal, where they're going into the writer's room and showing people that, man, it has bad idea written all over it, right? Because again, if you say kayfabe is dead, this is killing it for real. Like, you don't need any. I don't need to see how the sausage is made like that. I don't need to see how the sausage is made in that particular way. Like, I'd rather see it, the end result for that one. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna watch an episode and I'm gonna be like, yo, you mean to tell me and D got better ideas than what y'all got in that room?
So for me, they only gonna show shit that will make sense on TV and give people a perspective to tune back in. The shit that pisses me off is if you look at any like fantastic show or like anything that's entertaining. The thing for me is going to be keep me guessing. And you doing that, like you're trying to bring in another audience, and I get it, but at the same time, that's not what wrestling is. That's not what it is. That's not why
I told you. It's a TKOification of things, bro.
Right, but UFC ain't or what Premier Boxing, that ain't wrestling. It's not based off of the athleticism or we know what people can do. I can tell you when the boxers, like we know who gonna win. But at the same time, what you're not gonna do is fuck around and be like, all right, we got Roman Reigns against The Rock. We already know what the fuck gonna happen. The wrestling fans are the smartest people ever. They're not the most hygienic, but they're the smartest.
No, they're not, ever. But they're smart. So, all right. So I didn't mean to cut you off because basically all right. So we did see in the trailer, they showed in the whiteboard the matches that they tentatively had for Mania 41, right? So we had Jay Cargill versus Nia Jax.
No.
You had Dom versus Bad Bunny.
Fuck no.
You had Bianca versus Rhea straight up 1-on-1.
I want that.
I mean, we both want that, but we got a banger. We got a banger with EO. Then you got Braun versus Drew McIntyre.
Why?
Brother, just saying, it was on the whiteboard. And lastly, you had the Judgment Day versus the Wyatt Six.
I was with that. I actually had a thought for that.
So you got two out of the and then also Oscar was mentioned as possibly being part of the Mania card. And I'm like, with her injuries, I'm not. I mean, that was ambitious as they would call it, but all in all,
you can't satisfy everybody.
You can't. So I'll put it to you like this, dog. I'm likely probably watching the debut episode of this. Just the one and done, right?
Right.
Because other than that, dog, I don't need to see how the illusion is done, right? Remember how Magic's Biggest Secrets was done on Fox? Yeah, I don't need that with wrestling, bro. I don't.
I think so. What's the Stephanie's Place? That's one I texted you earlier.
Yeah, on ESPN Plus. Yes.
Yeah, so it's on ESPN Plus, but they've been having some real ass episodes. And the one episode that I tapped into that I was rocking with is the one with the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had everybody there, no kayfabe, and they had a good time. Like, they show it shows with Stephanie specifically. It shows, the realistic part of it, and that's what it needs to be. That's it. I don't need unreal. I don't. Because now the kayfabe that I grew up on, you grew up on, where we needed to see, or if we went to a WWE event and we saw certain people not fucking with this and that, we knew in the back of our heads that, all right, yeah, Roman and Jacob ain't rocking with each other, but they really rock with each other. Like, keep the kayfabe what it is. Like, keep it the fuck what it is.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what you got Instagram for. Like, when you share the behind the scenes photos and shit, and behind the scenes from like WrestleMania on YouTube, keep it like that. I don't need to. Let's say, let me know how it happens after the fact. Don't get me to bleed into it.
My old ass, hey, well, fuck that shit up for me. In chat rooms fucked it up.
Yeah, the early days of finding out wrestling results on certain wrestling websites in the late 90s.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. You want to know how I found out about Bad Blood 97? Exactly.
Already knew.
So I'm just saying, it's just some things are meant to be left alone, right? Some things are meant to be left alone. Like, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be drama. Also, looking at that writer's room, be like, some people missing. I'm not saying you and I specifically, but people of a certain ilk and a certain hue missing from that damn room. That's all I'm saying. And next thing you know, that you got to at least kind of think about it. You got to just ponder and be like, hey, man, why in the world? Why now? Like, why you got all these different things? I'm glad we ain't got nothing like weird or ridiculous in terms of storylines. Everything's making sense.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's a reason why you have a diverse writer's room is how shows end up cooking 8, 9, 10, 12 years. And you keep people on to keep churning out great ideas.
But you can't you can't keep like basing that shit off of how you feel or what's going on or how your blood pressure feels. Like, what are we doing? Like, read the room. I think the biggest storyline that said read the room and they actually changed it was WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it changed the game.
Yeah.
And for that person who shall not be named,
mm-hmm.
it changed his perspective.
That it does. But hey, man, we got perspectives. We got conversations. We have ideas. But you know what? We also have to identify in the world. And you know what, D? Go ahead and let the people know. Hey. That's right. It's time for Hate of the Week, man. Our favorite segment where we just get to just, go carrying cross Killer Cross with the camera just right here, and we get to let you know how we feel. We have some.
Hey, listen. This is a killer carrying Aloysius Keith Cross podcast.
It's a lot of K's, bro. Wait a second. Whoa. It's a lot of K's.
No, it was the fourth one, not the third one. It was the fourth one. I did four. I did four on purpose.
All right.
Bro, man on the fifth floor.
Well, man, why you on the fourth finger talking about bro man on the fifth? Something's wrong with you. All right. I forgot who went first last week. I forgot who went first the week before. You know what? I'll go first. My hater of the week ain't even a hater. It's more like a bro, is you serious of the week. That goes to one Lynn Price, former owner of the Turkey Leg Hut in Houston, Texas. Now, for those who don't follow me on all my social medias, if you do follow me at _BrandOC on Twitter, at BrandOC on Instagram, Blue Sky, all that jazz. So our beloved former turkey leg and oyster maven was arrested a couple weeks ago by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, by their agents, on suspected arson charges dating back to June 2020, where somebody set fire to Bar 5015, which is ironically enough across the street from the Turkey Leg Hut. Turkey Leg Hut, by the way, got closed down because they couldn't pay on their rent, amongst other improprieties financially. That's neither here nor there. There's a whole saga I could get into if need be. But this little situation today, brother. So mind you, this was June 2020. Everybody's supposed to be at the crib. These dudes roll up to the 5015 with masks on and start pouring gasoline and setting things on fire, right?
Hey, yo.
According to one of the people involved, Mr. Price allegedly paid these men $1,400 to commit this crime.
1,400?
$700 a piece, D.
Hard times.
Yes, folks. The price of a PS6 when it comes out in a couple years. Whenever, right? The amount of money you probably gonna spend on GTA 6 plus all the upgrades, because you know some people don't like that DLC shit, but they're gonna have to do it anyway.
For those who are smart, ask your significant others or your parents to buy you that game.
Oh my god. Point is, man, you think my brud, you serious, is strictly about him paying people $1,400 for this job, right? Oh no, my brother. Oh no, it gets worse. According to one,
there's more.
Oh wait, there's more. Apparently, according to one of the individuals also involved in this case, they was also stashing weed, like pounds of weed, at the Turkey Leg Hut and selling the weed with Turkey Leg Hut logos at the Turkey Leg Hut. And also, apparently, the feds found a gun with the Turkey Leg Hut brand on it. So this ain't even a hater of the week. This is a bruh, is you serious? Now, the short of the Turkey Leg Hut saga, mind you, this all happened in a 10-year span. I am going to break this down as fast as I possibly can. This is literally a husband and wife situation in which they launched it in, say, 2010, let's say 2010, 2012, right? Actually, no, 2015. They opened up Turkey Leg Hut, which is basically a food truck that, of course, serves turkey legs, right? They did it at the rodeo. Pretty fire. Pretty fire, right? Fans loved it. People loved it. They're like, yo, maybe we should go ahead and do a brick and mortar. They had one location that's like, okay, we got beef with that. We got to move to a different location. They wound up moving to the Alameda location. And Jermaine can probably attest to this because he knows this almost as much as I know this. And this is the wild part. So here's how we keep going, right? in a matter from 2017, they had all the celebrities pop up. James Harden popped up. Kevin Hart popped up. It becomes a whole tourist destination. And the whole concept of Sunday Funday in Third Ward, especially in Alameda, Turkey Leg Hut is essential to that, right? Now, in a matter of 8 years, well, 7, because they officially permanently closed in 2024. We got locals complaining about it. They clashed with the health inspectors. They dealing with the old money that's in the museum district. They had one of the people that kind of bought into the original Turkey Hut opened up a whole bar across the street that is just as popping. They got sued by U.S. Foods over them damn turkeys. That too. They got sued over the food. Yep. Let's not even talk about the dress code. Yeah, it was a dress code. Just go eat some turkey legs. Lease, must say bankruptcy filings, lease being terminated, the wife firing the husband, them going through a divorce then too, them being sued by their former co-owner in Turkey Leg Hut who owns 5015. And winning a judgment where they have to pay that man $930,000.
$930,000. Listen, at this point, I don't have a hater of the week.
Yeah, all this went down in less than a 10-year span. And apparently the reason apparently because the man wanted to buy into 5015 because it was a popping ass brunch spot on Sundays especially, and dude was like, nah, I don't want to do that. See, and here's the thing. And Jermaine is right. He said Tyler Perry. So I've been chronicling this ever since 5015 got blown up technically in 2020, and then all the closures happened with Turkey Leg Hut. I've gone from this needs to be on Tubi, Hulu, YouTube. I'm settling in on Netflix. I'm settling in on both not only Netflix, a Netflix mini docuseries, but also an American Greed episode.
Ooh.
Why? Because the hood knew who did this, because apparently Mr. Lynn has a propensity to set things on fire. Jermaine, it's not a Smack DVD, dog. We can't go straight to DVD with it.
Hold on, I got a question. Do people still got DVD plays?
That's a good ass question. That is a good ass question.
You feel me?
So and then there's also video of them basically towing all that man cars and bikes and trucks away from his crib. Yeah, man. It is so layered and so wild and ridiculous. It is the book that's going to be written about this, the docuseries we get, all of that.
I need like, you know how they expose like the basketball wives and what's with the Real Housewives?
Yeah.
I need the Turkey Leg Hut, like I need some shit with that. Like for real. They should have did that shit early. That's ass. That's ass, bro.
Doc, we're literally talking about somebody can sell you a pack. Like you can get you can get you a turkey leg for $19.98 or however the prices was, and get you a pound.
No, for real. Like, what are we doing? Okay, James St. Patrick. What are we doing?
Nah, James St. Patrick had a nightclub. This man was Los Polos Hermanos, man. This man was
no. You got remember. They was selling the cocaine.
Yeah, they was
at Truth.
That man said it was a big rich town.
He just come from the hottest spot,
and he had a previous felony, so he couldn't have the gun no damn way. He was trying to set his life straight, right?
You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid.
You can't fix stupid. You can't fix power maniacs.
That's crazy. I ain't got no hater we got to that. I don't. You got it. You got it.
Oh, actually, no. I got two. I got two. I got
Damn.
I got two.
Who else pissed you off?
All right.
Man,
So
tell us how you really feel.
All right. Before we get out of here. So people was having their whole super put your kufi on conspiracy theories about why Shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round in the Browns. I'm not gonna relitigate none of that. The only thing I'm gonna say is
I'm going to mute.
Okay, I'm not gonna relitigate that whole situation. I'm not even gonna just be like, oh, it was a whole conspiracy. It was whole like Colin Kaepernick. First off, no, it was not like Colin Kaepernick getting blackballed. That is two totally different situations. First and foremost. Secondly, maybe the boys just didn't interview well. Maybe the whole Dion of it all, because they thought they had the same type of leverage that the Mannings had with Peyton and Eli. It don't work the same with them. It don't. Now, did Shedeur hold on to the ball a lot when he was at Colorado? Yes. Did he put up numbers? Yes. You also know, do you know who also put up numbers but didn't get drafted? Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew was a highly touted QB coming out of Washington State. He may be in the NFL, but hey, that happened. You're talking about somebody who led the nation in like completion percentage and all that? Yeah, Gardner Minshew did that. So this is not about the free fall of Shedeur. This is about one Jeff Albrecht, who is the former interim head coach of the New York Jets, now currently defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons, and about his 21-year-old son who goes to Ole Miss. D, go ahead. What do you want to say, sir? I see you ready.
First of all, as a defensive coordinator, he ass. His schemes are ass. I studied them.
Not you bring the football into it.
No, for real. Let's be clear on this podcast. Let's be clear. I am a defensive coordinator. And it might not be of age to actually purchase a car or rent a car or have credit, but I do coach football. With that being said, why would you allow your son to prank call somebody? And I get it as a parent, like you don't see everything your kid does, but that just shows your parenting is dog shit. Like you're literally gonna have your son call a potential draft pick and prank him into thinking that his life is over. And then let's be real on all of this. Let's be very, very transparent with it. When it comes to that, like we know what color Holbrook's son is, and we know what color Shedeur's son is. Shedeur is. So why is that funny? Why is that fucking funny?
See,
what are we doing?
You're thinking about the comedy of it. I'm not thinking about the comedy of it. I'm thinking about the stupidity of it.
No, so I think of the comedy of it because that's how they're thinking of it. I look at that aspect of it. I already know what the stupidity of it, because if that was me, you, your nephews, coming doing that same dumbass shit, if I'm coaching for the Cucamonga Cracker Killers, it don't matter. They wouldn't do that shit. The fact that his son actually is a college player and his father is an actual NFL coach, to actually do some shit like that, the privilege is crazy as hell. It's crazy as hell.
So, never mind the fact that the NFL accidentally sent Jeff Albright Shedeur's number. He wasn't supposed to have it, really. So basically, all right. So they're supposed to send the email to NFL GMs, mainly in personnel, that in draft personnel, like, yo, these are the numbers of the prospects, so you can call them when it's time to call them, right? Mm-hmm. However, these dudes, the NFL, accidentally added Albright because they added all league personnel and sent the number out. So that's how he got the number, right? But the fact you're 21 years old on a Friday night at Ole Miss and you ain't outside trying to holler at no girls, trying to have no fun. You basically trying to be funny for your homeboys and you videotaped it. And then the NFL then finds my job $250,000 and then tells me personally I gotta pay them $100,000. Nah, brother. You want to film stuff? All right, you get the gloves. We about to box. You 21. You getting the gloves. We boxing right here and now. You cost me $100,000 for you being stupid? Hell no. F that.
It ain't my money, and it ain't yours either.
It ain't. But I got one more hypothetical for you before we get out of here.
Yeah.
If your adult son cost you $100,000, y'all fighting?
No.
Really?
No. He's my slave. He owes me for the rest of his fucking life. Pay your debt.
And on that,
you know me well too. You know me too well to know if you do some dumbass shit based on what I've provided for you, you owe me. You owe me. Fuck you. Fuck your toenails. I don't care what school you go to. Your grandkids, I will love. Your girlfriend, wife, whatever. No. You can't even use my last name to you can't even use my last name to put on your wife. That's how I feel. No. Until you pay that your $100,000 off. But we know what's going to happen in that situation.
And on that note, man, that is this week's episode of 2DopeMarks. We thank you for pulling up. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to Jermaine, my fellow Mo City brethren. He a little bit down the way from Sugar in the Sugars. I ain't gonna exactly say where exactly, but you know what I'm saying. He doing that. Again, you know what I'm saying, as I said, thank you so much. Thanks for all the homies that tune in. Thanks for all the homies that share the show. Shout out to everybody in the Black wrestling community. Shout out to Black Wrestling, ironically enough, in that regard. Again,
tune in. They live right now.
Yeah, Black Wrestling is live right now on YouTube.
Put one on your phone and put one on your TV and put one on your goddamn iPad. I don't care what
exactly.
Got.
Run their numbers up too.
Right, both of us.
Run the numbers up too. So yeah, man, go ahead. As always, man, follow us on Twitter at 2DopeMarks. Follow us on Instagram at 2DopeMarks. Subscribe on YouTube at 2DopeMarks. Turn your notifications on for when we drop new episodes, new shorts, new content, all that and above. Again, we're getting the merch store together. I know we said it was going to be live WrestleMania week, but hit a few snags. New ideas kept popping in. So we're going to go ahead, keep working on that. And once it go live, we're going to take it when it's live. We're going to take it live for official. You can follow D at No One Like D on Twitter. I must say, and then if you're on Instagram, follow him at no.1.like.
I had to separate all the with periods and stuff.
Yeah, because somebody else got the name or something like that. That's what happened.
Yeah, but it ain't no one like D at all.
Ain't no one like him at all. You can follow me at Twitter _BrandOC. I don't be on there all that much except to promote the show. Instagram at BrandOC. Blue Sky is where I'm mostly doing my yapping. Yeah, man. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Rate us 5 stars. You give us 4 stars. I think you act like Dave Meltzer. You don't know what's going on too much, but it is what it is. And D, say something nice to the people.
Tomorrow, Warriors.
See, I said say something nice. I said say something nice. You said some bullshit like that. All right,
that was for you.
That's what it is. Rock is in 7, folks. Rocking in 7. Holla at y'all. We see y'all next week.
Oh.